thank you all for coming. So I'm not going to do a big intro or anything. I just want to get right to the story that I want to share with you, which is a part of a full project, and it is called Vanishing Me. And maybe by the end of it, you'll get where I'm going. Long time ago in a Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible says, Mary boy child, Jesus Christ, he born on Christmas Day. Born on Christmas Day, my mama, Mary boy child, Jesus Christ, he born on Christmas Day. Oh my goodness, that song and other songs like it are much like these photos. They evoke vivid memories for me. I just can remember, like this one. Me at 3 with my brother. Yeah, that's me. Wow. And this one over here, me in my teens, at the same time of year, coming up to Christmas. And then this one, featuring my grandmother, my mama's mama, at Christmas, surrounded by her family. It's photos like these and that song and a whole host of others that remind me of so many things that are part of my past. You see, you're looking at me, but I'm vanishing. I'm vanishing. My maternal grandmother's home on 32nd in Brooklyn, 3227 Brooklyn, Kansas City, Missouri, 64109 to be exact, was host to our traditional winter picnic and family song fest, an event that took place every single Christmas for as long as anyone in our family can remember. Now, I come from a pretty large clan, so holidays required a great deal of attention to detail. I mean, one had to be careful. One had to be thoughtful. One had to think twice about who was assigned to do or bring what. I mean, details like the time, the total number of family and friends, the menu, including individual and collective favorites, and the specified assignments. Oh my Lord, the assignments. You had to think twice. I mean, you didn't want to have the really good, top-notch family cook be assigned anything less than something grand and special. And you certainly didn't want to assign the always late family member meat, unless you wanted to start dinner off with dessert. Then you might not want to assign that family member who consistently brought just enough spoonful servings, anything major, unless you wanted the family to draw straws or place bids. Know who I'm talking about. A name will come to you. That one, that very special. Oh, God bless their heart. God bless their soul. The one who believes, doesn't realize it. Who really thinks that they are a good cook, but just can't cook anything. That's who you assign. Seating arrangements. Make them feel important. And table settings. Yes. And that reminds me of all the details around furniture. benches, if anybody has some, and folding trays. You remember folding trays. By the time you packed your car with all of the necessary furniture and the food and the family, your car was so full. I mean, because you didn't want to make more than one trip. So you just loaded it up. And by the time you did all of that, because you needed all the furniture that you could get to make sure that all of those things were all lined up and covered, and there were places for every single person and all the extras that might come when it was time for the blessing and the breaking of bread. And by the time you loaded that car with all of those things and all of the people, taking that 10, maybe 15-minute trip seemed like a 4-hour journey or excursion all the way from Kansas City to St. Louis, sardine packed. You could hardly wait to fold yourself out of the car. But the genuine, glad to see you, baby. Toothy grins, hard hugs, and sloppy kisses. They made the whole hustle and bustle excursion well worth your while. Not to mention the indescribably delicious first bite. I'm telling you, in our family, it was a winter picnic, complete with homemade mashed potatoes and good gravy. Soulful seasoned turnip and collard greens, sweet fried corn, bubbly brown rice casserole, brown sugared sweet potatoes, green beans freshly snapped with pearl onions. Oh, Lord, you just can't get enough of what was going on and coming to the table. Your eyes couldn't believe, even though we saw it every year. Chitlins, coleslaw, because you got to have coleslaw with chitlins, turkey, ham, and brisket, all three. Homemade rolls, 2 kinds of cornbread, sweet and hot water. And don't leave out dessert, pies and cobbler. I know y'all thought those were the same thing. Not. And triple layered cake. Because when the feast was done, the best part was yet to come. That was the time when the family felt the warmest, I think. That was the time that touched our hearts the most. It was the time for our family song fest. The time when we gathered all around my grandmother's black baby grand piano, which sat right in the front of her living room. I mean, as soon as you stepped into the door, there it was, the baby grand. She was so proud of it. She had 5 girls and 2 boys, and she expected all 5 of those girls to learn the piano. Well, they learned some of it. And then she thought her granddaughters and her great-granddaughters, that's what she envisioned with that baby grand. Can you imagine what an investment it was, what a sacrifice it was for her to be able to acquire such a thing? But there it was. And every Christmas, the entire clan gathered around that piano. My Aunt Dorothy, she married into the family. I think my uncle got her on account of the piano. But she could really tickle those ivories. So she was our annual pianist. And she led us one by one by one. She led us through songs one after the other. We all sang. We sang by gender and by generation. We sang as one and in solo parts. We sang. We sang our hearts out. Now, I can still remember. Now, there I'm not quite knee-high to a duck, and there I'm much older, but grandma. Wow. Gracie's house at 32nd and Brooklyn. I remember that's where we were. All of us. 7 children, each one mention the friends that we bring in. I can still remember that vividly. I remember how my uncle, my mother's oldest brother, could never seem to remember the words to his solo. Didn't matter that he sang the same exact song every year. I remember how my aunt, the pianist, because he was a preacher and she was a preacher's wife, and so but the roles switched at Christmas. She was giving him the orders. She would have to instruct him, remind him, direct him, give him the words to his song, a song he sang every year. A song that when they got tape recorders, she made him a tape and had him play it in the car over and over again. He practiced to it. A song that he sang in and out of church, all the time. Yet he couldn't remember the words to his solo. Sweet little Jesus boy. That's as far as he would get before he needed the words. Oh my. And then my dad. I don't know why, but for some reason he could never come in on time. His part of the 12 days of Christmas, we'd always have to cue him. We get all the way through 1, 2, 3, 4, and all he had was 5 golden rings. He couldn't do that on time. Sometimes my aunt would be so frustrated she'd make us start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Showtime. He's still missing. And I can remember how we would all just start off clapping and stomping our feet when the youngest would start to line up around the pet piano. They would be pushed front and center to be ready for their song. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, someone would be so proud, had a very shiny nose, like a light bulb. See, Family Fun style. Cutest thing. I guess I was among them for a while. And I remember how we all believed that my mother and her 6 siblings, well, 5, by the time I come along, because her oldest sister had already gone on. I never met her. Our very own Johnny Mathis, excuse me. Well, anyway, when we were growing up, we knew it as chestnuts roasting. Y'all know that song? I know that isn't the real name for the song, but that's what we called it when we were growing up as children. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, and Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows him being all sultry and cute, singing his song. He loved the attention though, now that I think about it. And it went like that. Everybody sang. We had the most fun, hilarious at times and heartwarming at others. And then, even more better, if it could be such a thing, was the next part. The big finale. We could hardly wait. We knew when the time was approaching. And folks around the family, whoever was near Gracie, would start to get her positioned, you see. Because now it's the matriarch's turn for her solo. She sang her solo well after her 90s. And it was just phenomenal. She knew all the words. She sang on key. She sang it with such passion. You could feel it. It palpitated when she sang it. You want to know her song? Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. She was a soprano. She was a first soprano. And she'd sing it just ever so softly. And then she'd get to a certain part and she'd crescendo. And we loved it. She sang it again. She sang it again and again. She sang it for decades, well after her 90s. I think she grew weary. And it seemed that she wanted to give us something new. I think she wanted that new thing to relieve her of her responsibility, or the one she felt. It wasn't as though by that time she was responsible for any of the arrangements or the planning or even the cooking involved in the celebration, but still it amounted to a lot of heart and mind work for her. I came to believe then, much as I do now, that what she didn't say exactly but meant was that time does and even has to change things. I believe she knew and understood vanishing and chose to embrace it. After all, she had known vanishing. She had experienced it. A lot of things that mattered to her had long vanished, leaving her to walk. Well, first leaving her to remember. Leaving her to remember what was, right? And then to walk. Because that's what she did. She walked through all 9 decades. With her head up, she walked. With courage, she walked. With determination, she walked. With hope, she walked. She walked even though a lot of the things that mattered to her had vanished. She walked. She remembered what was, but she walked in what is. Her mobility had vanished. Her friends had vanished. 2 children had vanished.